I want to start with a number, $15,000. That is what it costs to replace a single restaurant manager. Not a frontline employee, not a server or a line cook. A manager. Recruiting costs, lost into institutional knowledge, weeks of operational disruption, and a team that is quietly watching to see what happens next. Add it all up and you're looking at $15,000 every single time a manager walks out your door. Here is the part that should really get your attention. Management turnover in the restaurant industry sits at 28% annually. That means roughly 1 in 3 of your managers will leave this year. If you have 5 managers, statistically, you are replacing 1 to 2 of them before the year is out. That is not bad luck, that is a training problem, and in this video, we're going to fix it. Welcome back to the HubPlate channel, where we break down what is actually working for restaurant operators in 2026. No theory, no fluff, just tactics you can use before your next shift. Today, we are going deep on restaurant manager training, specifically why promoting your best performer and handing them a binder is one of the most expensive mistakes in the industry, and the 7 strategies that are actually building better leaders right now. These are backed by 2026 data from the National Restaurant Association, Deloitte, Restaurant 365, VantaInsights, Nowsta, and Toast. And every single one is actionable without a massive budget or formal HR department. Hello everybody, my name is Matthew Koblin. I am the founder and CEO of HubPlate.app, the future of restaurant management and POS systems. 7 strategies, let's get into it guys. Strategy 1. Stop promoting on performance alone. Here is the most common restaurant manager training mistake, and it is costing the industry millions every year. You take your best server, your fastest line cook, the one who never misses a shift, always hits their numbers, and the whole team loves them, and you promote them into management. Then 6 months later, they are struggling, the team is frustrated, and you are wondering what went wrong. What went wrong is this. The skills that make someone an excellent individual contributor, speed, precision, hustle, do not automatically transfer to leadership. Managing people is a completely different discipline, and if you do not train for it explicitly, you are setting your best performers up to fail in a role they were never actually prepared for. According to Nowsta's 2026 research, and I want you to hear this clearly, poor management drives restaurant turnover faster than anything else. A bad manager creates a toxic workplace culture, and employees leave in waves. The fix? Build an explicit pre-promotion training track. Cover giving feedback, running pre-shift meetings, reading financial reports, and managing conflict before the promotion happens, not after the first crisis. Strategy 2. Build a written training plan with real milestones. Show of hands, and be honest with yourself here. Does your restaurant manager training program exist in writing, or does it live in the heads of your senior team members and get delivered differently every single time? If it is the second one, you do not have a training program. You have a series of conversations that produces inconsistent results and disappear the moment your senior people leave. Operandio's 2026 Restaurant Manager Training Guide is direct on this. Effective training equips leaders with the skills, knowledge, and confidence to handle anything, and that requires structure. A written training plan means a week-by-week schedule for the first 30, 60, and 90 days. Role-specific SOPs that document what good looks like for every core responsibility. Define checkpoints where you evaluate competency, not just whether the manager showed up and completed the module. Treat your management training program the same way you treat your recipe book. Document it, refine it, protect it. It is one of the most valuable operational assets you own. Strategy 3. Make food safety and compliance non-negotiable. This one is not optional, and it is not boring. A manager who is unclear on food safety protocols, allergen handling, or health inspection standards is a liability, financially, legally, and reputationally. A single health code violation can cost more than your entire annual training budget, and unlike most operational failures, this one lands in the news. Every manager must be fully trained and certified before they operate a shift independently. Food Safety Supervisor Certification, Allergen Management Protocols, Temperature Control Standards, Daily Compliance Checklist attached to their opening and closing duties. Build it into the written training plan from day one. Make it a requirement, not a recommendation. And make sure your managers are modeling these standards for their team on every single shift, because that is how the culture gets set. Train managers to use real-time data, not gut feel. This is strategy 4, guys. Here is a shift that separates good restaurant managers from great ones in 2026. It is not charisma, it is not experience, it is the ability to read operational data in real time and make decisions that protect the business. QSR Magazine's 2026 Top Priorities Report is specific. Greater visibility into food, labor, and purchasing helps reveal hidden costs. The operators winning right now are the ones where every manager, not just ownership, understands how to interpret the numbers and act on them. Train every manager to own 5 data points as a daily discipline. 1. Labor cost percentage by day part, not at the end of the week, during service. If Tuesday lunch is running at 42% labor and your target is 32%, a trained manager adjusts before the shift bleeds out. 2. Food cost variance. The gap between what the recipe says it should cost and what your actual purchasing data shows. This is where waste, theft, and portioning failures hide. 3. Average check by server. This single metric surfaces your top performers, identifies who needs upselling coaching, and tells you which sections are running well. 4. Table turn times. During peak service, turn time is the most direct lever on revenue per seat. A manager watching this in real time can catch bottlenecks before they become guest complaints. 5. Call out and no-show patterns by employee. This is your early warning system for disengagement weeks before a resignation shows up. Data on a screen is worthless if the manager staring at it does not know what it means. Train the meaning first, the technology makes it visible. Strategy 5. Build coaching skills, not just correction skills. Most restaurant managers are trained to correct. They know how to write someone up, how to flag a food safety violation, how to escalate a guest complaint. What almost none of them are ever taught is how to coach. How to hold a performance conversation that leads to improvement rather than resentment. How to run a 10-minute one-on-one that tells you who is about to quit before they hand in their notice. How to recognize great work in a way that builds loyalty no pay increase can match. Modern Restaurant Management's 2026 analysis makes the business case clearly. Motivated staff sell more, serve better, and stay longer. Frontline service is one of the most powerful and underutilized drivers of restaurant profitability, and it is entirely manager-led. 3 practices that build coaching skills fast. Weekly 10-minute one-on-ones with every direct report. Specific, genuine recognition is a daily habit, not a monthly award. And performance conversations that open with curiosity before judgment. I noticed your ticket times have been longer this week. What's going on? Opens a conversation. Your ticket times are too slow. Closes one and breeds resentment. Train your managers to know the difference. Strategy 6. Cross-train managers across front of house and back of house. Front of house manager who has never called a ticket during a dinner rush cannot effectively support the kitchen when service goes sideways. A back of house manager who has never run a floor on a Friday night cannot understand why a server is overwhelmed at table 12. The gap between front of house and back of house management is where operations break down, and it is entirely preventable. The Restaurant 365 2026 State of the Industry survey found that cross-training is one of the highest impact strategies available to operators right now, and that principle applies at the management level with even greater return on investment. The standard to build toward: minimum 2 full shifts per quarter in the opposite department. Every manager trained on your KDS. How tickets route, how heat maps surface bottlenecks, how to intervene when ticket times spike during service. Unified pre-shift meetings that bring front of house and back of house together before every service so both sides understand the night's covers, 86 items, and staffing constraints. Cross-trained managers make faster decisions. They empathize better with their teams, they cover gaps that single department managers cannot, and they are significantly more valuable to your organization, which means they are significantly more likely to stay. Strategy 7. Build a visible career ladder that retains your best managers. You can build the best manager in your market and lose them in 6 months if there's nowhere for them to go. Modern Restaurant Management's 2026 analysis identifies this as one of the defining retention factors heading into the back half of the decade. The restaurants pulling ahead will be the ones where people see a future for themselves. Clear career paths, specific criteria, promotions that actually happen on time. Here's what that looks like in practice. Shift leader to assistant manager. 90 days of consistent performance scores, food safety certification completed, scheduling independence demonstrated. Assistant manager to general manager. 6 months of hitting labor and food cost targets, cross-departmental training completed, 1 operational improvement project delivered. General manager to multi-location or area manager. 12 months of location-level financial performance above benchmark. At least 1 manager currently in the pipeline being mentored. Write these criteria down. Review them every 90-day check-in, and when someone hits the milestone, promote them on time. Because the moment you do not promote on time, you signal that the criteria was never real, and your best managers start looking elsewhere. Here's the bottom line. Your managers are not just shift supervisors, they are your single biggest lever for controlling food costs, retaining staff, delivering guest experience, and protecting margin. Train them like it, and the return compounds across your entire operation. This is exactly the philosophy behind HubPlate. For just $99 a month per location, flat rate, 0 transaction fees, 0 commissions, your entire management team gets the tools to execute on everything we covered today. Real-time analytics dashboards on any device they already own, AI-powered scheduling with demand forecasting, mobile clock-ins with individual device-level time records, one-click payroll exports, overtime alerts before they become payroll surprises, multi-station KDS with bottleneck heat maps visible during service, self-service shift swapping, and 100% offline resilience so your operation never goes down. Great training builds managers. Great tools give them what they need to perform. Check out the full written guide. Link is in the description below. And if this video gave you something you can actually use, hit subscribe, like, and drop a comment down below. What is your biggest challenge to training managers today? We drop operator-focused content like this every single week. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.